What is the difference between a Democrat and a Republican? And should a Republican or a Democrat give political donations to an opposing party? And we'll start with you, Kevin.
I believe political donations are free speech. So if somebody wants to cross party lines and donate to somebody, have at it. And you know, you go against your party, you go for your party, whatever it is you want to do. There is a difference in Democrats and Republicans and how we fundamentally approach government and how that we function. And we see that at the national level as far as personal rights. We've got the health care issue going on now. That's something we're going to have to deal with at the state level as far as what's being mandated back through our Medicaid, Medicare programs or Medicaid programs at the state level. And there is a fundamental difference. And I'd like to think that on my side of the aisle that we're more conservative. We believe that our tax dollars should be spent conservatively and returned to the people as much as possible. It's not the government's role to take care of you. It's your role to take care of yourself. It's the government's role to just be there and protect your way of life as far as our national security goes and what we have in security. Thank you.
I believe that abortion is wrong, and I have some friends of mine that are Democrats, and they do not believe that abortion is wrong. I believe that God should be put back in our schools and on our public life. Democrats don't. There is a world of difference between the two parties. I'm not saying they're because they're a Democrat, they're equal or anything, but there is the fundamental difference is abortion to me is murder. And I believe that God should be put back in our church, from our church into our public buildings, our schools, and if a man or woman wants to have the 10 Commandments hanging on the wall in his office or her office, they ought to be able to do it. Thank you very much.
Closing.
It is now time for our closing remarks.
Please.
Yeah, each candidate has 1 minute, and we'll start with Clayton.
My hiring experience, my budget experience, and my conservative nature, I believe leads me to be the most qualified person that's running for the office. If I'm elected, I plan on having a meeting of all the city officials in my district, and I would like to have whoever wins on the eastern side to come and be a part of it, and we will find out what our city leaders want us to do and what direction we need to go. And by doing that, we can prioritize it and come up with what's best for Christian County.
I want to thank you once again for permitting me to be here tonight. Back there, my wife Nancy is sitting there, and I want to say thank you to her for her love and support, and sacrifices that she gives up for me to go to Jefferson City and serve for 4.5 months out of the year. It is a sacrifice. I don't take it lightly. And whenever I do this job, I do it with every effort and being, fiber of my being. I do it for you. And I take it very seriously what it is that we do in Jefferson City. And if you call my office and you've had a need, I think you'll realize that you've had those needs addressed. So I've helped a couple people this week with something, and there's nothing much better than the reward or the feeling that I get being able to call somebody up and say, your issue's resolved. That's what I am. I'm your advocate. I'm your representative. And I'm asking to return and to continue to fulfill this role to benefit you and to benefit our communities. My name is Kevin Elmer. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Again, incumbent Kevin Elmer, challenger Clayton Jones. Gentlemen, thank you for your service and for your willingness to run for this office. Thank you very, very much. And now I'd like to invite our candidates for the 140th district to please come forward. We'll take our little 10-minute break after we hear from our candidates for the 140th